So I just got done reading this story that really pulled at my emotional heartstrings, that made me teary-eyed and gave chills on the skin. It was quite amazing. It was a story that was from 9/11. It was one man's experience that he had. Now that day when 9/11 occurred, when we were attacked by terrorists, he was working in the World Trade Center on the 61st floor. And he said he was in a meeting and he looked out the window and he saw the North Tower was on flames. And so he quickly got with the people that he was with and they started to evacuate. Well, they started descending the stairs when there was another loud crash and their building got hit. And the plane actually hit where he was 20 levels above from where he was at, really super close. And they were going down, and as they were going down, firefighters were coming up. He said he passed about 20 to 30 firefighters on their way up who were seeking people out and trying to do all they could to help people and to better the situation. He said that most of those, if not all of those firefighters, did not make it out that day. And I just thought how awesome that is. What dedication, what valor, what humility, what integrity, and what great intent these firefighters had in going out to rescuing human souls that day. Now they didn't know the people that were there. They most likely didn't have any association with them whatsoever. But they had a call. They had accepted a mission when they signed on to be a firefighter, and they were going to do that mission even if it cost them their very lives. They gave up their life so another person could keep theirs. They gave up family and friendly associations with people that they cared about and loved so much so that other people could go on living with their families. And they could go on enjoying the lives and the careers and the wonderful activities that they enjoy in this life. And they didn't know what political affiliation those people were. They didn't know how religious they were, if they even believed in God at all. They didn't know any of that. But still they gave their lives. Why? It's because they had an understanding of the value of human life. And if we could start to look at each other that way, I think the world would be a much better place. We shouldn't look at people and judge them for what they look like on the outside, or even judge them because they're a Republican or a Democrat, an atheist or a believer in God, a Baptist or a Mormon, or a Jehovah's Witness or a Catholic. We shouldn't discriminate against people just because they believe different than us. We should be willing to go all out. That's what Jesus taught. To love thy neighbor as you love yourself. To love your enemy. To love those that hate you, that despise you. And to even put your life on the line for those that feel this way about you, even to give them life, to give them a chance at living. And I think that's a strong and powerful message, and a thing that's easier said than done, most likely. But if we could do that, if we can come to see people as children of God, and as people with potential to become better than what they are now, instead of looking at who they are now, God doesn't necessarily look at what we are now. He knows what we can become. And if we could only look at people in that same light, not look at a drug addict for being an addict and a disgrace to society, but as a potential activist in his community, or a potential family man, or just seeing them for what they can become, the world will be a much better place. And I think it starts on the local level in our own communities. That's all of us banding together to do good, to do service projects, to do activities where we build community unity. And unity doesn't mean that you have to agree with the people that you're working with, but that you are all striving towards a prosperous goal of peace and joy and happiness. And there are ways that we can work with people that are different than us in attaining those goals. That's just my message for today. Let's just reach out to at least one person and love them in a way that we normally wouldn't. To extend a hand of relief to those who are downtrodden and that just need comfort. We never know what other people are going through. Never. A lot of people hide what they're going through. But let's reach out and help somebody today. That's what God would have us to do. And I know that's what ultimately brings happiness. Y'all have a good day. God bless.